Have you ever been enticed by influencers to buy a life-changing product that went absolutely viral on social media, only to find out that it's actually nothing more than a steaming pile of junk? Well, to be honest, I have a confession to make, and it's worse than having bought this stuff myself. I actually sold it to you. How is that for someone who constantly rambles about unethical marketing? As a user-generated content creator, I've been sent terrible things to promote. And some of the tricks that brands use to sell you this junk, absolutely wild. I know exactly how they make you buy. Today, I'm going to repent my sins, pulling the curtain unapologetically on some of the sneakiest, dirtiest tricks brands use to sell stuff through the influencers and user-generated content creators. All the stories I'm about to share are completely real and come from my personal experience. Some of the campaigns I've participated in were absolutely ridiculous and absolutely unethical. Although I must make a disclaimer, this is not every brand. I've worked with some absolutely amazing ones along the way. But firstly, why have I partaken in this kind of marketing to start with? Well, the answer is very simple. I needed money. As a new mom of a young baby, it was really hard to find a side hustle that allowed me to stay home while doing things that I can do well and do quickly. I am very creative. I am quick at coming up with scripts, ideas, and churning out videos. And I have really good communication. So these are all the qualities that brands typically look for in user-generated content creators they hire. This video is not about how to become one. Drop a comment below and I might make one in the future. This one is for consumers who are being relentlessly targeted by the worst of those tactics. There are some rock bottom ethics that I still followed for myself. Firstly, I've never put my name on them. So I was basically hired as a paid actor. And secondly, there were some categories of products that I did not touch at all under any circumstances, such as crazy, misleading gaming ads, gambling, or anything related to infant care that could pose potential dangers or jeopardize parenting journeys. So stop emailing me, Bobby. I will never do it. All that being said, here are my stories and the lessons you can take home from them. Number one, sometimes those ads are empty promises. Literally. One of the very first gigs I took on was to create some content for a new and emerging skincare line. I was kind of excited about that one actually, because I've just come out of postpartum fog, and even though I'm not a big believer in 50 million step skincare, it can feel nice to slap some random stuff on yourself and feel like really pampered and hydrated. Because yes, that is one of the perks. You get to try lots of products and often you do get to keep them. And after all, who would want the skincare back, right? Like, ew, someone has already dipped their finger in that cream. So imagine my surprise when the brand representative said,
"When you're done filming and we're happy with it, can you please send the product back?"
But then when I eventually received the package, I immediately realized why. All the lotions and potions were just empty bottles. There was absolutely nothing in them. So I was supposed to talk about the benefits of the texture and how it feels on my skin without even having an opportunity to touch the product. So I did take some pretty shots of the packaging while playing pretend. But until that moment, I genuinely didn't realize that not only influencers are likely to over-exaggerate the benefits of the product, they may not in fact have any of this product in front of them. Worst case scenario, the product might be completely fake. So here's a red flag for you to look out for. You can't find any real reviews or a good look inside the packaging. Because turns out brands are not above sending prototypes or even fake packaging to influencers before they even have a solid product worth selling. And speaking of things that don't exist, sometimes brands straight up fake their identity. Once I was asked to promote this pair of super stretchy leggings, except Instead of the leggings by the brand that I was supposed to be promoting, I was sent a pair by a very reputable Australian brand, and instead was supposed to take photos and videos with them in ways that didn't show the logo from those real high quality leggings to promote much lower quality product. This one I was actually kind of infuriated about, but fortunately, while I did get paid, the project never aired, which makes me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. So yeah, inspect any imagery that may be associated with a viral product really closely. Maybe even do a reverse image search to see whether it's just a cheap AliExpress thing that's being sold under a different sauce. Reverse image search will also come in really handy for my next story. Some things are just noise. And this one still makes me laugh because the product was supposed to be the super powerful, super magical handheld vacuum that would knock your Dyson out of the park, getting rid of pet hair, mites, etc. So I received the packaging and it looks really, really nice. But then I turned it on and tried to use it on different surfaces to hopefully film the real footage of it doing its thing. And lo and behold, it basically just makes noise, but nothing happens. The amount of mental and creative gymnastics I had to go through to film and deliver that video was wild. My toddler's toy vacuum would actually be more useful than this thing. Do not forget about the reverse image search tip, but also please do always try and find genuine reviews, not just those scattered around a shoddily put together landing page of the product. Also, there are times where those viral products will literally crumble under you upon trying to use them. This happened to me with a piece of sporting equipment that's supposed to be used for vigorous exercising, and it was packed really well, so it wasn't damaged in transit. So I barely touched it, and it basically cracked in half. Again, some very, very creative angles and storytelling were used to deliver the order. So if you ever notice an influencer holding a product awkwardly, not quite using it in a way that you would expect, that might be the answer. The product may have perished before they pressed play. And then there is also relentless amounts of gaslighting, because those brands want to spend as little money as possible on advertising this cheap junk while gaining access to as much footage as possible. So they will gaslight you.
Oh, this is not good, send us more.
Or sometimes, oh, we're a really small business. Would you please just help us out for $5 and film 3 hours of footage and deliver it tomorrow? And while this is more of a creator problem than a you consumer problem, if you care about the ethics of marketing, this is just something extra to think about. If you see a product being pushed by tons of small creators, there is actually a pretty good chance that the business is not compensating those influencers properly, which does in turn affect the entire gig economy. And it's not a good thing for anybody. At the end of the day, there is no place like due diligence. So before you even think about trusting an influencer, do these things. Check which account the ad is coming from. If it seems like an influencer partnership and there is no paid partnership logo, then it's just an unethical ad and not an honest review. Do not forget to reverse image search any product that you're about to buy. Although yes, it is true that sometimes it's, say, AliExpress that copies genuine businesses' work and profits off of it. When it comes to those shoddy influencer products, which you can probably intuitively identify, usually it's the other way around. Someone is buying them directly from those manufacturers and selling them for a crazy markup. Also look at the engagement. Are there any genuine reactions or reviews that are positive? Because if it looks too good to be true, chances are there is a man behind that curtain. Tell me what's the worst influencer product that you have ever tried. Drop it in the comments and let's have a good laugh at some of the horror stories.